Hi, I'm Jonas from Omak Equipment. In this video I'll talk about the details of our Drummer 3.0 hammock and show you how to use it. It's a kick-ass camping hammock made for sleeping outdoors. The Drummer's main features are flat sleep, integrated bug net and chair mode. When you first open the hammock, you'll find a user manual in a small pocket inside. This can also be found online. Now I'll demonstrate how to set up the hammock. First, take out the integrated suspension straps. The carabiners are color-coded like on a boat. Green to the right and red to the left, seen from inside the hammock. Start with the green carabiner. Loop the carabiner around the tree. And attach it on the tree strap. Pull the hammock out of the bag. And before you attach this strap around the tree, make sure that the hammock is not twisted. Now the far corner is okay, but this corner is still twisted. So I just loop the webbing around like this. Then it's straight and you can attach the other strap. The carabiner should be pointing upwards like this. And the webbing should run straight through the carabiner and around the tree. Make sure that the webbing feeds straight through the buckle, so this is very bad. This can start to slide. So just make sure it is fed straight through the buckle like this. That's okay. Then adjust the buckle upwards like this and downwards like this. Adjust the buckles so the hammock is balanced between the trees. Make sure the ridge line is level. That looks good. And that the suspension straps have a 30-degree angle up towards the trees. The hammock is specially designed for a sleeping pad. The pad stretches out the hammock and gives it structure. It also keeps you warm at night. Open the zipper in the head end and insert the sleeping pad into the sleeping pad pockets. The pad pocket holds the sleeping pad in place and you must use it. At the other end, the foot end, there is a hole that allows you to pull the pad in place. Now I'm going to show you how to enter the hammock. My favorite way of entering is folding the foot end over itself. And you want to sit in the middle by the gray pockets. So step inside like this. Grab a hold of the ridge line, then lean back. Another way of entering the hammock is simply by standing in the middle, grabbing a hold of the sides of the hammock, pushing down, sitting in the middle, then leaning back. Hanging the hammock as low as possible makes entering a lot easier and also safer. Sometimes you may think you're lying flat, but you're actually tilted towards the foot end of the hammock. The solution is to trust the hammock and move further back. Just grab a hold of the sides here. And now I'm actually truly flat. So in this hammock you can sleep on your back, on your side, or even on your stomach. In addition to being flat, this hammock also has a chair mode. By adjusting the knee panels, while raising your knees, you will lift them. Then afterwards, lean forwards and tighten the straps in the back. And the chair mode is great for fishing, reading a book, or having a beer. In this corner, there's a bug net. You can take it out. On the middle, you'll find a small carabiner. It clips onto the ridge line. Then you zip the bug net on all the way around. The bug net can be opened from both inside and outside. And on the inside you can also adjust the position of the bug net so it's tighter, and you can also adjust it towards or away from your head. This can be used when you use the hammock as a chair. Behind your head there's a shock cord that you can attach to the ground like a guy line, and it can be adjusted from the inside. It'll help to keep the bug net away from your face. For protection against the elements, we've designed a special tarp for the drummer hammocks. This is an optional item. If it's raining, you start by pitching the tarp. Just pitch it high on the trees so that you have enough clearance to pitch the tarp underneath it afterwards. But if it's sunny like today, you start with the hammock and you can pitch the tarp later if you think it might rain. Now I'm going to show you how to pitch the tarp. You take the dark gray guy lines for the ridge. You start with the corner that's attached to the stuff sack. Loop the carabiner around the tree. You can try to get it as high as possible. Or pull out the roof. You start by making the ridge even and level between the trees. Yeah, that looks good. You can also half pitch the tarp. You don't have to put it all the way over in one take. You should always store the stake bag inside the stuff sack so you don't lose it. Want to pitch it all the way. Do like this. There we go. And here you can see the view from inside. Looks quite good.
All right, now I have to be honest with you real quick. Sometimes when I'm out hunting and things are going kind of slow, I like to play games on my smartphone. Now the problem with that is my phone quickly dies and I can't get a hold of anybody if I need to, and no one can get a hold of me, and that turns into a bit of a safety issue. Now if you're a hunter, camper, hiker, whatever, and you're off the grid, you know how important those small electronic devices can be. To help keep those devices charged up, Bushnell has unveiled the PowerSync Solar Wrap Mini. Now as you can see, this is a pretty small unit, but what this does is allow you to charge up your small electronic devices when you're off the grid. Now this is a solar charger, but it also has a built-in battery that you can charge up ahead of time before you go out in the woods. It comes with a included USB cable that you can charge up, you know, on your computer, or most cars have USB ports on them now so you can charge them up, or a lot of your phone chargers that you get for your car do have a USB port so you can charge it up ahead of time. Now if you're charging with the USB port, this takes about 4 hours to charge up the internal batteries, and if you're using the solar panel itself, it'll take about 10 hours to completely charge up the internal battery. Now what's cool about the PowerSync line and here in the Solar Wrap Mini is the solar panel. As you can see, it looks a lot different than other solar panels that you've probably seen out there. You've most likely seen the ones that are, you know, the hard kind of glass solar panels. Now there's a few problems with that. The first thing is obviously they can break and then they won't work. They're heavy and they're not quite as efficient. Now with the Solar Wrap Mini, just to kind of put in layman's terms, it's a new design that it's got some cool features. Obviously first, it can roll up, it's very lightweight, and it also works where each cell is wired independently. So why that's important is if you're, set this out to charge and you go out on a hike or whatever, and part of the panel gets in the shade, this will still collect energy efficiently, even if the whole solar panel is not in direct sunlight. Now what's also cool is if, on the old solar panels, if it broke, the whole thing was pretty well shot. But in this one, since they're independently wired, if a couple of these cells break or you puncture one, the unit will still work and you'll still be able to charge up the internal battery and then your device. Now, Bushnell actually on one of their videos shot up a solar panel and it still works, so that was pretty cool. Now you're probably wondering about what it can charge up and how does it do it. Bushnell says that you can charge almost any device that uses a USB cable to charge it up. You might just want to test out your devices before going out in the field. But they said on their website that you can charge up a camera or GPS 2.5 times on one charge from the SolarWrap Mini. You can charge up your MP3 player twice, or you can charge up your smartphone one time. And I've got an iPhone 5 that I charged up completely with this. And I also tested out my GoPro camera and it was able to charge. And I tested out my iPad. And with the iPad, I was able to charge about 25% or so with it. Cool things, just about the size of it, since it's so small, you can easily put this in your backpack or in your pocket. It's got a little hole up here that you can hang it from a tree. You can also put it on your backpack since it's so light. Just tie it to your backpack if you're out on a hike, and that way you can charge up while you're out walking around. Now, being that it's so small, you can also put it in the glove compartment of your vehicle or your boat, and you may want to get some of these to put in any type of disaster preparation kit that you may have at home. That way you've always got power for your electronic devices no matter where you are. So a neat product overall, allows you to charge up those small electronic devices in a very small compact unit with a pretty neat solar panel design. Now Bushnell lists these for about $89 on their website or so. If you're interested in maybe buying one today, I put a couple links in the description where you can do that as well if you're looking about buying one. Now make sure to stay tuned to the end of this video. I'll have a product video coming up next about an iPhone 5 completely waterproof case and some other product videos. And make sure to subscribe to the Must Have Outdoors YouTube channel and sign up for the Monday morning.
Hey, what's up turtles? It's Crick here with Black Owl Outdoors, and today I'm going to be doing a video on the Life Straw water filtration, which I'm wearing around my neck right now. This retails for right around $20. You can get it online for around 20 bucks from various websites. It weighs 2 ounces. It's very light. You can see next to my hand the size. I'd say it's probably right around 8 or 9 inches in length. No chemicals in here. This is basically the same type of design, if you will, as the Sawyer Squeeze, meaning there's a bunch of tubes that run the length of this that sort of originate down here, and just kind of there's a bunch of tubes doing this action in here. That's actually the water is forced through there, through the small holes in the tubes, is how this filtration works. The size of the filtration holes in those tubes, 0.2 microns. It filters 99.9999% of bacteria, 99.9% of protozoan cysts, excuse me. It will filter up to 1,000 liters. And for the price, the weight, the size, definitely a real great piece of equipment to have. Throw into an extra bag. But the nice thing about this and the functions of this is that you can drink directly from a contaminated water source, meaning I can pop off the bottom here, put this into the water, drink from the top up here. The mouthpiece is covered with a piece of plastic. The only thing you have to be careful if you're going to drink straight from contaminated water is you want to keep all of this free of the contaminated water, because it's where you're going to be putting it in your mouth. So you don't want any contaminated water here. You don't want to touch this if your hands are in that water, because you can potentially transfer up here into, sort of the hot zone, and you can still ingest some bad stuff from the water. You can also fill up a water bottle and drink straight from that, which is a really, I would, probably suggest, because obviously you want to keep some water on you, not just have to stop at a water source every time you're thirsty, but nonetheless you can do that. So I'm just going to grab some water right here straight from the stream, fill it up and take some sips out of it. This is a good spot for me to get some water. It's moving fast. Not going to filter this. I could, but nonetheless, I'm going to grab some water. Got a good amount in there. Now in this hand, touching this water, this is touch contaminated water, so I want to be real cautious as I'm touching this. I don't want this to get around the mouthpiece. It's something you might not think twice about, but it's something you should be definitely cognizant of. Put the cap in my pocket. I'm going to use my left hand to keep this sort of my clean hand to do this. Pop this open. Pop the bottom open. You can see that you don't need to filter because it has this little mesh type screen in there. We'll do the filtering for you. I just have it around my neck and pop it in here. And I'd say that probably was about 4 or 5 inhales or you know, sucks of water to get actually through the filtration until I actually had some come out the mouth. Water tastes pretty good. This is, you know, we're in the mountains right now. This is a mountain stream. There's a lot of filtration going on as the stream moves. It tastes really good. There's none of that really creaky or, you know, sometimes not desirable taste in water. This is really good. And to clean this after each use, to help keep it, just kind of do like a back flush. Just blow through it as you're finished with it each time. It'll help keep it clean, keep it free of water, and help it stop clogging. Dog under my foot. And I'm just blowing out through this to expel all this water that's in the filtration right now. That's pretty good. Close it up. And now I have contaminated water in here. Keep in mind. But in addition to carrying any filtration system, any piece of gear like this, MSR, Sawyer Squeeze, the other ones I've done reviews on, highly and always recommend that you carry a metal container, whether it be a clean canteen drinking bottle like this or a cup or some sort of pot, because me personally, if I was going to the backcountry, going to the bush for an extended period of time, I would not want to rely on a piece of gear such as this. Always will bring one with me, but the metal container is, in my opinion, more essential than making sure you have a piece of equipment, something like this or other mentioned filtration systems. So what's nice about this is the weight. It's only 2 ounces. It has a nice shape that can fit really, you know, pretty much anywhere in a pack. You can wear it around your neck like I'm doing right now. You can drink right from a water source. I do want to caution, if you are in predator country, getting down on your hands and knees and drinking from a water is very, very indicative of prey-like behavior. So depending where you live, I would say, you know, just be cautious of that. Anytime you're gathering water in country where there are predators, by the water's edge is a very vulnerable spot. Predators, you know, patrol those areas looking for animals down and to let the defenses down to get a drink of water. Be cautious of that, just something to keep in mind. I hope the video is helpful. If you have any experience with this life straw, let me know how it's worked out for you. If you prefer this method, if you prefer other water filtration methods, any other pieces of equipment, please let me know. Always looking to learn more. Remember to check us out on Facebook. Check out blackowoutdoors.com, Black Owl on Instagram, all the pictures we're putting up. This is Crick signing out with Black Owl Outdoors. Later, turtles.
My parents were headed back to their cottage across a frozen lake when the ice began to crack. They went straight under, and every attempt to pull themselves out just caused more ice to break away, plunging them back into the water. For 10 minutes they tread water, slowly freezing to death, saying their final goodbyes. When my dad remembered his Leatherman, he opened it up, dug it into the ice, and dragged himself out of the water. And with his Leatherman as an anchor, he was able to pull my mom out too. They quickly threw off their jackets before trudging back to the cabin. Who knows how they avoided the frostbite and hypothermia. But I do know, if it wasn't for my dad's Leatherman, my parents wouldn't be alive today.
Stove. A mighty little solar oven that takes just 20 minutes to prepare a meal can roast up to 3 pounds at a time, reaching temperatures over 700 degrees and all without the use of fuel. It's fast, easy to use, and is safe to touch, even while blazing hot.
Hello, I'm Patrick of Applied Sunshine, and I've been working with the solar energy industry and trying to get it to power our lives for the past 12 years. I pulled a solar collector off of a rooftop at a home here, and I brought the solar collector down to my backyard and I started tinkering with it. You know, I'm kind of a do-it-yourselfer. And before long, I'd gone up to the refrigerator, pulled out some hot dogs and fired them inside the tube. And next thing you know, I've got lunch. Immediately, you know, I'm thinking, wow, this is some unbelievable potential. This technology has got real capability here to cook food and serve and eat.
In one simple, durable, and portable package, the Go Sun is ready for action for our fast-paced lives. The Go Sun stove can fry, bake, and boil wherever and whenever the sun is shining, summer or winter. The integrated stand allows it to be set horizontally when roasting foods, and with a simple adjustment, positioned vertically to sterilize water or brew coffee. Smoke inhalation is the world's second leading cause of death, due to the more than 3 billion people still cooking with wood and charcoal. Beyond the human toll, it puts tremendous pressures on the environment and the finances and health of families. Women in rural India spend on average 50 hours a week gathering firewood, and Haitian families often spend as much as 50% of their income on charcoal. This has to stop. We aim to use the Go Sun stove to help break the cycle of poverty while reducing pressures on critical resources. Giving is at the core of our business model at Applied Sunshine. With every 5 purchases, we will equip and train a family to use a Go Sun for their daily needs. We're partnering with nonprofits around the globe to make this technology transfer a success. As we grow, our plan is to expand the program, empowering thousands more. Ordering a Go Sun stove will not only make for fun in the sun,